When we first started over 25 years ago, our predominant crop was grapes, and it was predominantly irrigated by using furrows. So fast forward to today, we actually, last year was our last year that we grew grapes. We had stopped furrow irrigating many years ago. And our predominant crops now, in order of importance or significance, acreage should be apples first, cherries, olives, walnuts, apples are irrigated by a combination of either micro sprinkler, I shouldn't say combination, most of them are irrigated by micro sprinklers, some are on drip. Cherries are all on solid set sprinklers, walnuts are all on solid set sprinklers, and olives are all drip irrigated. We do look at what the ETs are, and we know generally what the ETs are, but we do track the ETs and multiply those by the crop coefficients, give us an idea on how much water the tree is using. The other thing that we do occasionally also is, if we're not sure about something, is there's nothing better than a shovel or a soil probe. Okay, and again, like I said, with both the AquaPro and the Pure Sense, we're not really looking at the numbers so much as are we increasing or decreasing the quantity of water that's in the profile that we're measuring. That's really the bottom line. So what we do, like I said, we do track ETs, and of course, we've been doing this for a long time, so we know, for example, in general, how many inches of water a walnut orchard is going to use in the month of July, or August, or June, or what have you. So a lot of it's based on just our historical knowledge, ETs, and of course the AquaPro and the Pure Sense just sort of back all that up, and we know whether we should be increasing or decreasing our irrigation intervals.
I see. Okay.
Well, let's talk about on cherries. I would say that we have saved some water by monitoring the soil moisture. We've reduced it a little bit, and what I mean by that is before we were monitoring things, we want to make sure that the tree had adequate moisture, and so we always erred on the side of over irrigating versus under irrigating. The other thing that we do also, and for other reasons, which I'll explain in a minute, is that in some of our orchards, the irrigation systems, the original irrigation systems, particularly in apples, were not designed properly, so our application rate was greater than our infiltration rate, and we would get water running out of the fields and into the creeks, draining into the creeks. And nowadays, because of the monitoring of all the different waterways for pesticides, we're very cautious of running any water into the creeks or orchards. We've actually cut the application rate in half. And how we did that is that when we irrigate, we didn't change the sprinklers, but what we do is we only turn on the sprinklers every other row. And then the next irrigation will irrigate the rows that weren't turned on the last time. The sprinklers do reach from tree row to tree row, so it's not like we're not irrigating, but we've cut our application rate in half. I suppose one technology that would be really beneficial when you're looking at a crop like walnuts, because as I mentioned that if we convert it to drip hose, you got this issue with how does the drip hose, how does our harvest operation deal with the drip hose? If we could have a buried drip system, that we wouldn't have any problems with root intrusion into the drip emitters, that would really be a big thing.